September 7th, 1971, dawned in Dallas, Texas, with a sense of history in the air. This was no ordinary first day of school. It was the start of court-ordered desegregation. Yellow buses rolled through neighborhoods, carrying students into an uncertain future. For many, it was a step across lines that had divided Dallas for generations. Children clutched new backpacks, faces a mix of excitement and anxiety, leaving behind familiar schools and friends. The city held its breath, watching as students became pioneers of a new era. The plan was simple in theory, equal education for all, regardless of race, but the reality was complex, demanding courage from students and trust from parents. As the buses pulled away, they carried not just students, but the hopes and fears of an entire city. The journey toward desegregation had begun, and no one knew what awaited at the end of the ride. On one bus, Betty, a young black student, sat quietly, her mother's encouragement echoing in her mind. Mrs. Brown focused on her daughter's future, not the controversy swirling outside. Across town, other black students voiced cautious optimism, hoping for peace, wary of trouble. One girl said, "It's my school now," claiming her place with confidence. Another student predicted challenges ahead, worried about those staying home, waiting to see what happened. The students understood the risks, but also the opportunity to learn, to belong, to shape their own destinies. Amidst anxiety, a sense of determination grew. The politics and fear faded in the face of a simple truth: education was their right. For these students, the first day was about more than integration. It was about ownership and hope. They stepped off the bus, ready to make their mark. The day was theirs to define. Parents watched the buses disappear, anxiety etched on their faces. White parents worried about safety and the unknown. Black parents, like Mrs. Brown, felt the weight of hard-won opportunity. Laverne, a white student, wondered if she'd be accepted, but saw a path forward. If everybody cooperates, it can work. Her hope was echoed by others who believed in the power of connection. The day's success depended not on court orders, but on the willingness of students to see each other as equals. Despite fears, many parents chose to embrace change, focusing on the promise of a better education. The courage of families on both sides formed the fragile foundation of this new chapter. The first day was a test of resolve, unity, and the belief that progress was possible. The city's future rested on the shoulders of its children, and those children were ready to try. Inside the schools, integration became real. Hallways buzzed with nervous energy as students from different backgrounds eyed each other warily. Teachers stood as guides, working to create calm and order. Small moments, a shared laugh, a question in the lunch line, became monumental. These tiny acts of kindness began to weave a new social fabric. Students started to see each other as individuals, not just symbols of change. The claim, "It's my school now," invited everyone to belong. Shared ownership turned buildings into communities. The first day planted seeds of a new identity rooted in learning together. The journey was just beginning, but the walls of division had started to crumble. The first day of busing in Dallas ended quietly, not with chaos, but with accomplishment. Students returned home, tired but changed. The city had passed its first test. Progress was possible. The day's true legacy was empowerment. Every child could claim any school as their own. Challenges remained, but a barrier had fallen. Courage and hope of students like Betty and Laverne became part of Dallas's story. This was about more than schools. It was about the kind of community Dallas wanted to be. Real change happens one person, one bus ride, one day at a time. The impact of that day still echoes, a testament to courage, cooperation, and the belief that we all have to learn to be together.